And welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm sorry I missed you last week. I was in Washington, D.C. for the first time ever, which was so exciting. I was asked to go and represent Bagot at the We Work for Health conference and then meet with some of our representatives and advocate on behalf of cancer survivors and some healthcare issues going on. So that's a totally separate thing that I could say, do. Speak out. When you see something, contact your representatives. But that's a whole different topic. Today I want to talk about getting enough hydration, that water. And part of the reason I want to talk about that is it's hot. And I mean, it's really hot here in Arizona, but it's kind of hot everywhere. It was hot in Washington, D.C., but it was humid. So I remember having this friend, this is a totally side story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. I went to Louisiana one year where it's so humid, you dry off with your towel after your shower and everything's still wet. And a friend from there then came to where I lived at the time, which was Utah, which is also still desert. And everywhere we went, they were constantly asking if I needed to get a drink, and I couldn't figure out why. And then I realized they basically drink the air in Louisiana, and here they were in the desert and they were dying. So where it's a little more humid, you kind of get intake from just the air, but you still need to make sure you're hydrating. And in the desert, we really need to make sure we're hydrating. So I've learned a few tips over the years about making sure that we get enough water, and different things work for different people. So you have to put into action what works best for you, right? So I had heard once that if you carry around water, a big thing of water with you everywhere you go, then that's what'll work. That way you're drinking a lot of water. So I bought one of those giant travel cups. And when I say I do this because it was like 64 ounces. And I told myself you can't drink anything other than water until you finish all 64 ounces of water in this cup. Well, I was probably never more dehydrated in my life because I don't know, I was a petulant child. I wanted iced tea and, couldn't have it till I finished my water, and so I wouldn't drink the water either. It doesn't make any sense. But the giant mug didn't work for me. It works for a lot of people. So again, do what works for you. There is also an app, and I don't remember the name of it, but I know a lot of people who've used it, and you have these little plants, and when you drink water, you record it in the app, and it helps your plants grow, and it's just kind of a fun way to remind you to drink more water. Now, two things that are a problem with that app for me. One, I can easily lie to it. Not saying that I would, but saying that I could, because I didn't use the app because I knew it wouldn't work for me. And two, it's just another step I need to take in drinking my water and going in and recording it. And quite frankly, I kill all plants, whether they're live or probably virtual. So the app didn't work for me. But again, I know a lot of friends who found it to be the most fun ever, watching their old plants grow and different things like that. So if that works for you, it's another great reminder. It's another thing to do. Something that I used to do, and I haven't been great at lately, is I would keep an orange juice glass next to my refrigerator, because my refrigerator, finish the whole words because refrig just sounds weird. My fridge dispenses filtered water. So I would keep an 8-ounce orange juice glass next to the fridge, and then I just fill it up every time I was in the kitchen and drink that down real quick. It's amazing actually how little 8 ounces of water really looks. It's not your typical large glass. It's like your small orange juice glass. If you think of a yogurt cup, that's usually around 8 ounces. So that was a good way that I was getting in a lot, because I go into my kitchen a little too often. And so I would just fill that glass up and drink it down. And whenever I wasn't in the kitchen, I could drink whatever I wanted. And so I would have iced tea or, a filter or sparkling water or whatever, something on the side. Or probably, quite frankly, my soda. If you know me, I do have some of that during the day. And I do drink a lot of filtered water first thing in the morning, but it's filtered through Colombian coffee beans, and that doesn't count. So you need to get some other regular water. It was interesting as I was in DC, because the hotel we were at had left us water bottles in our room, but ones that we could actually drink, like they weren't charging you every time you drank them, which will really encourage you to actually drink a little more water, because there it was all the time. On top of that, whenever I had to check in at the front desk for something, they would say, would you like another, bottle of water? And they were glass bottles, which for some reason that felt fancier to me. So that was kind of more fun too. And so they were constantly just doling out water, and I found just having it around all the time help. So that's kind of my new thing I might try is I'm going to put my orange juice glass back out, but I'm also going to just make sure that I have random cups of water around. I have plenty of travel cups to do that. But another tip I found that has also been make sure it's fun. Make sure that you like what you're drinking out of, whether it's a travel cup or a fun glass. So I currently have some sparkling water in my cute little Hello Gorgeous glass that's sitting next to my desk right here. So I have a little sparkling flavored water there because it's cute and it reminds me that I'm gorgeous. So there. So find something that you enjoy drinking out of. If you like drinking out of straws, use a straw. If you just need a fun cup to make you drink more, do that. If you have some tips that help you make sure that you're getting in plenty of water, and I'm not even saying a specific amount. You figure out what you really need to do and do that. But if you have a tip that helps you get in a lot of water during the day, maybe it's making it spa water, which is fancy, and giving it some flavors. What are your favorite flavors? Your favorite things to put in your water, or just other tricks that you use, then share them in the comments, because we probably all might read something that sounds good to us. And then have a fabulous week. We will see you again next week. Bye.